Some lies cost you a relationship, others cost you your reputation. Mine almost cost me both. It all started because I wanted to impress a woman I'd only known for 3 weeks. One fake $100 bill, one terrible decision, and one waiter who refused to stay quiet. My name is Ben, and this is the most embarrassing lesson I've ever learned. I met Olivia through a coworker. She was smart, funny, and somehow made awkward conversations feel effortless. After a few casual dates, I really started to like her. She wasn't impressed by expensive things. At least, that's what I kept telling myself. Still, there was a voice in the back of my head saying I needed to look successful, more generous, more confident, basically, someone I wasn't. When she suggested trying a new steakhouse downtown, I agreed immediately. The place was way nicer than anywhere I'd normally eat. Crystal glasses, white tablecloths, servers wearing suits. The kind of restaurant where you quietly check the prices before ordering. Dinner was amazing. We laughed for almost 2 hours. For the first time, I started thinking this relationship might actually go somewhere. Then the check arrived. It came to just over $90. Expensive, but manageable. While reaching for my wallet, I remembered something sitting inside it. A fake $100 bill. Months earlier, my cousin had slipped it into my birthday card as a joke. It looked almost real. Across the front, in tiny print, it actually said, "Motion picture use only." I'd kept it because I thought it was funny. Then a ridiculous idea entered my head. What if I left the fake bill sticking out beneath the receipt? Just enough for Olivia to think I'd tipped $100 while secretly paying the real tip with my credit card? Stupid? Absolutely. At the time, it sounded harmless. I paid the bill with my card, left a perfectly normal $20 tip. Then placed the fake 100 partly under the receipt so it looked like I'd casually left an enormous tip. As we stood to leave, Olivia smiled. That was incredibly generous. I shrugged, pretending to be embarrassed. It was great service. For about 10 seconds, I felt like the hero of my own story. Then I heard someone behind us shout, "Sir!" I turned around. The waiter was running toward us, holding the fake bill. The entire restaurant went quiet. He looked genuinely confused. "I think you accidentally left this." He held it up, even from several feet away. The words, "Motion picture use only," were impossible to miss. A couple sitting nearby started laughing. Someone else pulled out a phone. My face instantly turned bright red. I tried explaining. That's... Honestly, I didn't even know what lie to tell anymore. The waiter looked at the real receipt, then at me. "So, your actual tip was $20? I nodded. He frowned. "Then why leave this?" There wasn't a good answer. Olivia quietly stared at me, not angry, just disappointed. The manager walked over, clearly trying to understand why everyone had stopped eating. The waiter explained everything. The manager looked at me for a long second, then calmly handed me the fake bill. "I don't think you dropped this by accident." That sentence hurt more than if he'd yelled. Olivia thanked the staff for dinner, then walked outside. I followed her. Neither of us spoke until we reached the parking lot. Finally, she asked, "Why?" I could have lied again. Instead, I told her the truth. "I wanted you to think I was generous." She looked completely confused. "Ben, I never asked you to impress me. I liked you because you seemed genuine." One sentence, and suddenly I realized how unbelievably stupid I'd been. I'd risked looking dishonest, just to appear generous. She didn't end the date with a dramatic speech. She simply said she needed time to think, then drove. Home, I sat in my car for nearly an hour. Embarrassment slowly turned into something worse. Shame, not because people laughed, because I'd become exactly the kind of person I always promised myself I'd never be. The next morning, I couldn't stop thinking about the waiter. He'd probably assumed I was trying to scam him. So I drove back to the restaurant. The manager recognized me immediately. I asked if the waiter was working. A few minutes later, he came out. Before he could say anything, I apologized, not with excuses, not with explanations, just an honest apology. Then I handed him $100. Real money. This isn't because I got caught. It's because I acted like an idiot. For a second, he just stared at me, then he smiled. I figured yesterday embarrassed you enough. We both laughed. The tension finally disappeared. A week later, Olivia called. She asked if we could meet. I expected her to officially end things. Instead, she surprised me. I appreciated that you went back. I blinked. How did you know? She smiled. My cousin works at the restaurant. Of course she did. Apparently, the waiter had told everyone about the guy who came back just to apologize. She looked at me for a long moment. You know, you trying to fake generosity was ridiculous. I nodded. It really was. But admitting you were wrong, that's actually impressive. We didn't magically forget what happened. Trust doesn't work that way. But we started over, this time, without pretending to be people we weren't. We've now been together for 3 years. Every anniversary, Olivia gives me a fake $100 bill inside my birthday card. It's become our favorite joke. And yes, I still have the very first fake bill. It's framed in my office, not because I'm proud of it, because it reminds me of something I'll never forget. People aren't impressed by money nearly as much as they're impressed by honesty. Trying to look generous made me look dishonest. Admitting my mistake made me look human. Looking back now, that fake bill was probably the cheapest lesson I could have learned, because if I hadn't embarrassed myself that night, I might have spent years pretending to be someone I wasn't. If you've ever done something unbelievably embarrassing just to impress someone, share your story in the comments below. Sometimes the moments we'd love to erase end up teaching us the lessons we needed most.